My time has come. What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Thunderbite29 here, and yep, I am back today with another video, the moment that a lot of you have waited for. And I apologize for delaying this video for 2 months now, but as now we're finally in February, thank God. And now today, I'm going to be making a video of what if I was in charge of Fortnite? What would I do differently? What would I do to possibly make the game better than it is now? And today, we're not going to go through exactly everything, but we're going to go through a majority of it. So without further ado, let's begin, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is collabs. Of course, a lot of you know I do not like collabs. I mean, I don't necessarily hate them, and I think they look cool, but the main problem is, they're doing it way too much on a large scale. Like, within a year, they've had over 100 crossovers. A majority of them came in Chapter 2 Season 5 and Chapter 2 Season 7. I get it. They used to be very special, and they were a once-in-a-while thing. I would bring that back and make it exactly like the way it used to be. Release them every once in a while, and not release one every freaking week like they do today. And I would limit the amount of crossovers that would appear in every single season. Like, the minimum I would probably do is like 2, and the maximum I would probably do is 5. And that's it. No more than that. We don't need 20 of them every freaking season. Like, that is ridiculous. Alright, now let's go to segment 2. And the next one we're going to talk about is the map. I think the map is pretty good. I probably wouldn't touch the map too much. I think the map has a pretty good layout. It's got some decent locations and some good old Chapter 1 locations. So, I think the map is pretty good for a new chapter. So, I probably wouldn't touch it too much, except I would probably get rid of the killer IO guards and the fake bot players. Well, other than that, I think the map is good, and I probably wouldn't touch it. Alright, now let's go to segment 3, the biggest segment of the entire video, and that is the loophole. And I'll tell you, this is where I think is messing up the season altogether. It's the loophole. Just like I had mentioned in my very original Chapter 3 rant, they had got rid of every original item that we knew, like the normal AR, all gone and completely replaced with new guns. Like the Mark 7 AR, the Stinger SMG, which are the most broken weapons of the season. There is a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into it. So the Stinger SMG, which is the most spam overpowered SMG that fires so fast and does a lot of damage. So if I'm going to keep it in the game, here's 2 things I would do. I would nerf the damage, or I would slow down its fire rate. Or I would just take it out altogether and replace it with the original SMG from Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And now, the Mark 7 AR. I would pretty much do almost the same thing. I would nerf the hell out of it, or I would just simply replace it with the original AR that we had known for years. The gun that was never replaced until Chapter 3. Or, if we're going to keep the Mark 7 in the game, I would get rid of the Ranger AR and replace it with one of the Burst ARs from Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So, for the people that don't have a Mark 7, they'll at least still have a fighting chance and won't get outgunned so easily. And the shotguns are bad for a lot of reasons. Number 1, the fire rate is very slow. And number 2, they do way less damage than the previous shotguns did. So what I would do is, I would either buff the shotguns to do the damage it should, or give it a faster fire rate. Or just simply replace it and bring back the original tac or pump shotguns. Hell, even the lever action would have been fine. A loophole like this would have been fine. Even though Chapter 2 Season 5 was not a good season, but at least it had a really good loophole. And even if they decided to put in a couple new weapons, I would have been fine with that as long as you're not replacing everything, like the original AR or the original SMGs or shotguns, and not replace them with weapons that don't require skill and they're fully automatic and overpowered. And the last item I want to talk about before I end this segment, the item I haven't talked about this entire season, is the Spider-Man's web shooters. First of all, they're not overpowered, they're just really annoying. And second of all, this is an item that should only be in like a limited number, like 5 of them. For example, back in Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 4, you would go to the boss's location, you would kill the boss and claim their boss weapon, and they would only drop one of them. But Spider-Man's web shooters, there's like 60 of them all around the map. This is an item that should only be in a limited number. And another problem I have with them, they have too many webs in them. They have 80 and counting. I think that's a little too much. So here's what I would do. I don't think they should be taken out of the game. I think they should just be limited in number. There shouldn't be so many of them scattered around the map. Or the number of webs they have should be reduced to like 30 or 50 of them, because I think 80 is a little too much. But everything else other than the items that were just mentioned, I think they were all perfectly fine. Like the healable items are useful, the vehicles are useful, the explosive weapons are useful. I am happy that the grenade launcher returned, but I think it returned a little too overpowered and broken. And the one thing I would definitely do is not make the grenades explode on impact. I'd make them explode at least 2 or 3 seconds after impact. And that closes this segment. But to close this video, I just want to say this video is not a direct hate video. It's not a campaign attack video against Epic Games in any way. This video was just made for fun and just to tell people what I would personally do to fix the game. Because this season has just been an all-out mess. It has just been an all-out disaster. This season is not that fun as it should be, and it could have been handled so much better. I hope Epic Games is watching this video, and I hope they take some of these points into consideration. But what did you guys think of this video? What do you think of Chapter 3 overall? Tell me in the comments section. I would love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and subscribe if you agree. And thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for the continued support, and I apologize for this video being delayed, but I appreciate all your guys' patience and your love and support. I love you all to death, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content, and thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you all in the next video. And this is Thunderbite29, signing off, leaving for the day.